Hello everyone, Lavender Mama, back here once again on the GuildRock server, where today we are going to be working on our Amethyst Farm. Now, we originally had a little hole in the ground where we dropped down on a ladder into our double geode, and I got sick of doing that. So then I turned it into a bubble column. And if we turn around here, you can see, and I built this lovely, very sarcastically saying lovely, little shack over it. And I promise Sam Zombie I would make it better, since his base is right there and he can see it plainly from his base. So we're going to work on that today. Probably not this exterior, because we need to work on the actual geode farm itself. So I've done a bit of work. So here we've got our up bubble, and then we've got our down here. And I built this shack because it seemed like every single time I came up, I got attacked by something. Skeletons, spiders, zombies, drowned. So I was like, I'm just gonna build something around it. And so we've got it nicely lit with our pearlescent frog lights. If I can get down here. Come on. There we go. I generally just leave that one open because we don't need both. But we have done quite a bit of work down here, and it's been 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. So nothing that I really filmed, but we kind of set ourselves up a nice little area down here. We just moved our hole in the wall over to here because we do need to AFK over here a little bit in order to get these crystals all grown up. And Super Glide was fabulous and got me a Heart of the Sea, and since it's not actually in water, we had to waterlog it, which is kind of cool that you can do that. I didn't know that you could do that, and it took me a little trial and error to figure out where water needed to go. I don't think I needed quite as much glass as what's here. I think you could have waterlogged just the heart itself and it would have worked fine, but I think this looks kind of cool. We've kind of given it some walls to make it look like we're supporting it within the space. And I already have this one done because it was iffy about whether or not it would work, since the tutorial I was working with actually was from 1.17, I believe it is, when Amethyst originally came out. And so I was iffy on with some of the new water mechanics if it would still work. So I went ahead and did this side. And let's grab our special pack here. No, let me have it, please. All right. So this one just has Breaking 3, Fortune 3, and Mending on it. It doesn't have any efficiency, which means that it's a little harder to break one of the budding than it is with efficiency 1. Now, if we swim on in here, and because we're in a swamp biome, we have a little bit murky water. You can kind of see we're all flooded up here, and everything runs over into a troughed area, and then that all ends up inside of a chest system over here. So if we just I find it easiest to kind of plop down, and I caught too many of those, but you can see they're going to go up, they're going to go over, they're going to float up to the top, and they're going to pop over the ice. And in doing so, all I have to do is climb in. Oops, that one wasn't ready. Darn it. All I have to do is climb in, find a place to perch for a moment. I find that easier than swimming while doing it. But if you float over and kind of just like rest on top of one of the budding, you can get it. Now in areas like this where they hit another budding or they hit another crystal, you will have to go gather those because they'll just hang up underneath and not do anything. So you can see with my fortune pick, we already have 35 amethyst shards that we've picked up as we've done this, and then whatever else, we'll go look in the chest in a second, we've gotten from that. Now I've only I harvested this right after I finished, just to get an idea of, that's weird. It wasn't showing me the hit marks. Whoa, that one grew right in front of our eyes. So you can see the ones from down here got hung up on this one up here. So it's best if you kind of start at the bottom and work your way up, so that you see any that get hung up and you can grab them before you move on. But you can see they just slowly do their thing. And right here we've got, these ones got hung up, so we'll just grab those guys. And I usually, you know, will harvest and then take a step back, see if anything gets stuck before I leave the chamber. But I think we need to put a few more lights in the floor here. That might help with our visibility a little bit. But that kind of would help so much. And we have just dug out from wall to wall. And literally all you have to do is go to your, we have an unintentional squid farm in here. Go to the farthest out budding in your world. Figure that you're going to have one full block for the shard or for the crystal when it's fully grown. Then go out one more block, and then that is your exterior wall. So you need one full block between your wall and where the crystal would grow. You're going to do that on all four sides and the bottom, so that you have enough room to walk underneath any geodes that are on the ground or at ground level. And then above the geode, you're going to actually go 4 blocks up from there. Okay, because that's where we're going to put in all the water streams that are going to carry it over to the storage area. So I've done all of that tedious, not so fun work of digging out all the rooms and putting in the lights. And as you can see, there's a few more lights in the floor in this one. I did that and it seems to light it up a little bit better at this level. Now, one thing I oops, I can use scaffolding. One thing I would recommend before you get started, the next step, which is after digging out all of the area and installing your lights, you can choose to do like all glass. You can choose to change all the walls, but I'm not going to do that. Now, one thing you do need to make sure is that it is a completely enclosed box. If you open out into any caves, you do need to make sure that you fill those in. And I put glass on this wall and on the interior wall on here so that I can just peek through and see what's going on, see how things are growing. Because honestly, if you're in the area and working on something else, you're crafting up materials for another project or whatever, it actually will grow pretty quickly. So it's not quite as long to do it as it seems. Okay. So before you get started on the next thing, which is the water, I kind of recommend you go around and clear all of your crystals. And let us sleep quick because it's thunderstorming out. I don't know why, but in 120, it seems like bad storms, the thunderstorms where you get, you know, the skeleton horse parties, they are like all the time. But anyways, so yeah, I would recommend you run through here and clear all the crystals you can just before you start putting in the water. Otherwise, it can create areas where the water doesn't flow down, and it's a little bit... Oh, Mr. Scotty is saying hi. Let's say hi to Mr. Scotty quick. I find that it does help to pull these out. It creates a few less of those spots. You still get some underneath of the budding sometimes, but those are easy to fix. Okay, so we've got everything we need for this build in the build chest. We're going to need some signs, some slabs, 2 water buckets, which I will go ahead and move over here. We also need some kelp and some bone meal if you don't have a ton of kelp. And then like I said, you're gonna want to first clear out any amethyst that is in there right now before you start. I find that if you don't, you end up with a few weird pockets that make it difficult to, we're gonna go right here, that make it difficult to get your water streams to work right. Okay, let's collect all these up, because we can put all of these into the shop. And look at all these poor little fish. Like I said, I'd like to get a... I can't jump because I'm in the water. And that's right under it. All right, got it. All right, so no more budding left. So let's climb up and get going on this curtain, which I think I'm gonna do by doing a pillar. We're gonna be like this. Nobody over me, right? Okay, so we're gonna go level with that guy right there, that 2 blocks above the last geode, and we're gonna come over to the wall, and we're gonna come out 1, and then we're gonna come down 1, and we're just gonna make a line of blocks all the way around the room in this pattern. And the reason we're doing that is because we're going to create a curtain of water in this space. So we're just going to run around. Oops, that was wrong. And do this quick. All right, be back with you in just a second. Okay, and now that we have our ring of dirt in, we can go ahead and take that puppy out, and we are going to now flood this. So we're gonna just come in 2 blocks apart, so that we end up with a full ring of water around this dirt, around all the walls. So as long as we go every 2 blocks, it'll create a full source in the middle. Hear our heart of the sea pumping out there. And thankfully, whoops, that was the wrong spot. We don't have to worry about if we fall, we'll fall into water down there because we already put water down there for collection before we decided to do the full automation of the collection. I won't say this is an automated farm, but it is semi-automated because you still have to harvest all of it. Okay, so now we've got our ring of dirt. Here comes the fun part. We gotta, oh, before we do that, I'm gonna refill my buckets. Okay. We've got to break all this dirt now. And I find it easiest to break the bottom out first, because then the water's not trying to push you off. As you do it. You kind of want to be careful and make sure you get them all, because it can be hard to swim around and try and get them later if you realize you forgot one. And it would be easier if we had a less murky watercolor, but because this is in a swamp, we get the, oh shoot, didn't mean to do that, sorry. We get the murky issue with the gravel there. Oh shoot. So much gravel in the walls over here, and I was like loath to get all out. Okay, so as you can see, now all of our water is falling down, falling straight down and ending up in that area. So let's get some of this dirt out. And if we're lucky, most of it will waterlog. And we're gonna wait on that one because it's right next to our pillar. We're going to go ahead and take our pillar down now. All right. So as you can see, we don't get a full curtain because we're not full source blocks here yet. So now if we take our, ooh, we have so many crystals there. If we take our kelp and our bone meal, okay, I find it easiest. You come and you want to go one and go every other block, because if we make every other column a water column or a full set of water streams, we'll be able to like make every single one a full column. And the only part about this is we gotta fight to stay. So we bone meal until it won't bone meal anymore, and then we can swim up and see where it ended. That one actually flew or grew the full height. Very cool. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. See, that guy did. So if we swim up and just add some in, whee! I don't think we got all the way to the top there. Is it thunderstorming again? I think it is. All right, it looks like that one is all the way down too. And let me just do the rest of these. And I will be back with you in a moment. Now, as you can see, we didn't get full water streams here. So somewhere we must have messed up one. So let's just go back and see where we might have had an issue here. So it's mostly over in this corner. So I found that sometimes if you come out one, there we go, that did more. And we're still a little shy. So let's try over here. How far did we get there? Nope, that didn't do it. So let's see here. We need some place that is not going to be let's try right here maybe. Oh. Oops. That didn't seem to do it either. I think we need the other side. So as you can see, some of these areas where we're not waterlogged is where the buds started. So if we take those out, those spaces will waterlog. But we've got an issue right here, and I don't know what the problem is. Do we have one in here that's causing an issue? Right here. So we need to be able to go down right straight up between these two and see if that does the trick. Hopefully that's the right spot. Oh wait, it might be. The water is forcing me to go where I don't want to go. Now let's see if it'll let me bring that up. What is going on here? Nope, it won't because that's not. All right, let's come up here. Is there a... There's a couple here. That did a little more. Okay, is there a... We're still right here. This is not... Difficult part of this is you're just bouncing around here in the water. Oh, you know what? It looks like we're missing a water source right here. Come on. This is hard to do. I need a block. Block too high. Oh, can you see? Sometimes things don't go exactly to plan. So let's grab another water source. I think it's right here. What is going on here? Why? All right. I don't understand why. It's not letting me place one there. this a different way. Oh my goodness. Water in Minecraft can be a little difficult. Okay, so now that one's good, but that one isn't. And it's still right there. So why? Okay. All right, so that one was good. We had water in it, but why? All right, so this is a source block. And now that is the source block. It created a source block in between them, but didn't put one there. I don't understand. And see, now that one is a source block. Trixie. Water in Minecraft. And it won't let us grow the kelp up anymore because of that. Okay, so let's come over here to this wall. And we are going to do that. Oh. That filled in some more. Let's come over here and come... Now that should have made sources out of all of those. And if we... There we go. That's what we needed. Okay. So as you can see, sometimes this is a little tricky. And that's why I said make sure you got all your crystals along that curtain wall edge where it would catch the water out, because otherwise you end up with even more of that. So starting with just like a few buds here and there really helps to make sure that that doesn't happen. So now we're going to switch up what we've got going on here. We'll get rid of this, and we like doubled our kelp, and we'll get rid of this, and we can still use that. And we're gonna need all these slabs. We don't need our water buckets anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, we do need our water buckets. All right, and then let's sleep away this. Oh, Mr. Scotty is sleeping, so we don't need to. So here we go. We've got all of our stuff. We've got some temporary blocks. We've got that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put in some temporary platforms. And if we come up here, we're going towards this wall. So we need to start on this wall, and we're going to come down with a top slab. If I can back up. Oy vey, having issues today. Let's do that quick so I can stand without bouncing up and down. We want to come 2 down from the ceiling and put in a top slab. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to come out. So that's 1. Wrong way. No, I didn't want that. We'll fix it in a second. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Back up a little, 7. And then we're going to put in a full block on the 8th, right there. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put a slab. Where's that full block? Up, please. Right there. So on this one, we're going to get a top slab 1 layer down. So we're going to take that up. And then we're going to pull this all the way across. Not there. Okay, and then this whole area is going to get filled in with slabs, and then this whole area is going to get filled in with slabs. So I'll do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we've got this platform out in, we need to make some more water. So we're just going to come across the back side here. And you may think, well, later on, you may think, why won't I do this later? Trust me, it's easier if you do it now. And we're going to go ahead and get 2 more buckets. And we're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Okay, so now that we've got that going on, we can go ahead. We need to go into this wall. 2 more blocks. Shovel. I don't want to accidentally take out a bunch of gravel on my head. Ooh, what happened there? Apparently yeah. Okay. We're going to go ahead and we're going to, if I do that, I might end up going through a bunch of gravel. Well, let's see if we lose a bunch of wall here. It's kind of annoying to do this water with the water here, but trust me. Okay, so now that we're back to, we still need this one out as well. Okay, and so where's our slabs? This is really hard to see with the murky water level, but it should be the first one in. So you dug 2 more past where your oh, not where I wanted that. Give it back, please. All right, we're gonna have to come back to this because of the watercolor. I can't see to place the ice, So we're gonna have to take that one out for right now. Because see, no, ice is in the wall. We'll put that back in a second. So let's come in here and ice, ice. And then this whole line is going to be all ice. Okay, and then we're going to dig down another layer, another 2 layers actually here along this wall. And I know we had some stone here. Let's replace that so that we don't run into an issue here when we do the next. Okay, so we're 1. And 1 more. All right, and then this, boom, that's where our storage is gonna end up. So let's jump back up there. Here we go. Oh, I forgot. Let's use a shovel. Did I already get it? All right. So let's go ahead and put, we need our signs. Oy vey. So as nice as it is to have a build chest, it also is nice to have the materials on you. Because we need those as well. All right, so we're gonna put some signs up and then we're gonna put these water streams back in. Or I should say, just put the water back in. Because we're gonna do signs all along this area. So all along here, this is gonna stop the water from flying off the edge because we don't want that. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and we'll break all of these and then we'll put our water back in. And we'll have to collect some more. Oh shoot. You know what? We're going to go ahead and we're going to take, what are we going to put in here? We're going to put a dirt block in here so that we can, you know, this is where our storage system is. We'll remember that because we probably going to fall into there at least one more time. All right. Full sources all along there. Yippee, yippee, yay. Okay, let's put our lights back in over here so we can actually see. All right. So now we dug down another level. Right, we need to go 1 more because we are going to put ice down here as well. And where's our ice? Okay. And then, so then we need to grab some more water. Shoot, not that one. There we go. All right, so we need to place one down here. Right, and it runs to there. So now we need a slab here and a sign here. And then we can put another bucket of water right here. That'll push everything to the end there. Then we need one more sign here. And as soon as we open that, that'll make everything flood into the storage system. Okay, but first we got a little bit more work to do. We have to now waterlog all of the areas underneath of this slab. All right, let's go underneath of here. And now we need to, if you pop up here, you can see these are not waterlogged. So we need to waterlog all of these slabs. And if we just go, oh, why? That is so strange. I didn't have that do that last time I did this. Okay, so I guess we'll have to do this the hard way. Okay, so now you can't see any of the weird areas where it might not work. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take these guys out then. We don't need them anymore, but we are gonna make sure that these are all waterlogged, even though they, oops, might look like they are, they aren't always. What the heck? Okay. And then we are going to go ahead and take out these slabs as well. Nope, we don't want to be up there. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take out all of these. Oh, and I find it easiest to stay underneath the slab because it will push you up into it. Come on, let me down. Let me down. So kind of pick a slab, swim up into it, and then pick an area to clear. Just don't clear the slab over your head. Ah, we got a hole in the wall. All right, so now we're just gonna take a peek and we're gonna see, did all of these over here change to water sources? And you can't see any of that weird water mechanics, so it should have. Because those ones were already in water, we placed them in water, so the bottom half was already in water, so it should be okay there. And if we take a peek, all of our stuff floated over, so that kind of is a good thing to see. And we had a fish in there, I wonder why. All right, so we're gonna come back down and we're gonna work on our storage system now. Where's my entrance? You can make this entrance on whatever level. Why won't you let me go in? Whatever level you like. It just happens to be that this is where I started mine, And so I just left it there. You could dig it down more and have more glass and see more of your geode, but I like the way this looks. Okay, so our storage system is it's gonna spit everything out right there. It's gonna come flying down. You can see over here, this one was a little higher because we have a couple of crystals that are a little bit higher. So if we look at this here, we're gonna come down, it's gonna drop out. So we're back one, our hoppers are all underneath that drop chute. And we need to push this back just a touch so that our chest can fit in here. Do we have any torches on us? We'll stick one in there, and that, and let's get rid of this. Okay, so now that we've gotten that done, you can see all of it'll flood through these chests and we'll end up with whatever we harvest filling these guys up. And we don't want that dirt, the sign, yeah, the fish can stay. But my next thing to get done here is to get a couple of axolotls. Now we're gonna need some buckets of tropical fish so that we can breed them up. But Super Collide said he had a couple, so if I can grab a couple of his, breed them up, I can give them back to him when I have some built up. And I think we're gonna put the axolotls in this tank because it seems to get a lot of glow squid and not so many tropical fish, whereas this one over here, as you can see, is just full of tropical fish, and we'll be able to use those to breed up the axolotls. So I'm gonna go hunt down some axolotls, and I will be back in a little bit, and we will go ahead and we will kind of decorate our axolotl sanctuary. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, everybody, we are back. I went and grabbed some axolotls and I started breeding them up, and then I ran into a bit of an issue. Every time I turned around, the axolotls had disappeared, and I couldn't figure out what was happening until I realized, oh, the axolotls are being swept into the storage system. So I don't know if they're jumping up on that ice block and sliding over and then ending up in the storage, but I had a whole bunch of them bred and they just boom. I turned around and they were all gone. I couldn't figure it out, and I kept hearing them. So I came out and I was looking from the outside to see, because it's a little easier to see through the glass, the whole thing. And I realized they were all sitting right up here on top of this hopper. They had lived through the climb over, the fall, and the sweep of the water into the hopper, but they were just sitting there. And so I had like 6 axolotls all in this little space. So I think we're gonna have to come up with a new plan for that. So maybe I dig out another section, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that. But because of that, we're gonna call today's episode there. Now, we still probably are gonna decorate this, but I wanna wait and see if there isn't something we can do to get axolotls in there. I'm gonna talk to a couple guys. Maybe I can put some slabs, some top slabs over the ice, and the items would still flow through, but the axolotls, I don't know if they'd be able to jump on those. So let me do a little work, and if I'm able to come up with an update on that, I will update you in another episode. So that's where we're going to call it for today. So if you have any questions on this, I will go ahead and post the actual tutorial by Bruno Denoy into the show notes. So go check him out, because I know I'm a little difficult to follow sometimes. I'm not the best with the tutorials. So go ahead and watch his video. Watch it a couple of times, and then see if you can't build this in your own Minecraft world. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone. Have a great week.